Nigerian pension sector. The regulator, PenOp, has released a new set of guidelines that will allow retirement savings account contributors access some 25% of their funds as equity contribution towards residential mortgage payment. The PenOp guideline also set out the criteria for accessing retirement savings account by eligible contributors. Unpacking this latest development for me now is the Chief Executive of the Pension Operators of Nigeria, Agudah. Good evening. Good to have you. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Boston.
Thank you so much. Great. This is one big news from your industry. Not often that we get as big news as this from PenOp again, because again, it's talking about folks' retirement, so you don't mess with it, as it were. Tell me about this. What's PenOp looking to achieve with this new guideline?
Yes, so you are correct, Boston. It's really a big news, something that we're excited about. I think when the Pension Reform Act was enacted in 2004, and then when it was amended in 2014, Section 89 allows RSA holders to use a portion of their RSA balance as contribution for residential mortgage. But from 2014 till now, we've been trying to get those guidelines workable, and now we've been able to get that on. And PenOp is, number one, giving effect to that, and number two, allowing RSA holders to be able to use that as part of their equity for mortgage.
So it's nothing really new, is it?
Well,
or has it just not been operable?
Yeah, it's not been operable. It's been in the Act for a while, but there's been a lot of engagement with stakeholders in the mortgage sector, in the housing sector, to be able to come out with something that works. So,
who's got issues with it?
No one has got issues with it, but the housing sector is a whole value chain, regarding from the developers to the mortgage banks to the RSA holders themselves. So really just ensuring that engagement happened so that when it does come out, everybody is ready to go.
So how will it work, practically speaking? Talk to me.
So practically speaking, it's a case of if you have an RSA, which I believe you will, and then the first thing
Don't ask me how much is there.
No, I'm not going to go there.
And are you following the money?
Yeah.
Okay, so
the first thing is to find out if you're eligible for this, because not everyone is eligible. There are some eligible criteria. So if you've had an RSA and you've been making contributions for a minimum of 5 years, 60 months, you and your employer have made those contributions consistently, then you qualify. So that's the flaw. You must have made contributions for 5 years consecutively, both you and your employer.
Either salary or self-employed?
Salary or self-employed or micro-pensions, yes.
So it doesn't matter, really?
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're a salary worker or you're self-employed, but for 5 years, 60 months. So once you've qualified on that level, it's now a case of getting the house that you want, and that is between you and developer, and then getting a mortgage bank, a commercial bank that is willing to finance that. And once you've got the offer letter, then you approach your PFA, and then that begins to happen. Your PFA now engages the lender, and then they take it up from there.
So this is not a landlord-tenant arrangement, is it, my friend?
No, it's really homeowners. It's really encouraging.
Home ownership?
Yes, home ownership, residential mortgages, home ownership.
So I've got some folks build a 10-floor, 15-floor building, and I'm selling an apartment to Bolson for 10, 12, 20 million, whatever. So my equity contribution is XY. That's what I'll be able to use that for?
Yes.
For my RSA?
Yes. And it's 25%, a maximum of 25% of what's in your RSA.
Of the size of what I have in there?
Yes.
Interesting. So how much of outflows from the RSA do you expect on the back of the latest development? As folks been queuing over the last years and said they want something, because I know the real estate market, even anywhere between Lagos, Abuja and Port Harcourt, is really hot.
Yeah, I guess there's a deluge of people waiting on the queue because home ownership statistics in Nigeria is very low. And we believe that this policy will help to change that. We like to look at it from positive, not really from the outflows from the RSA balances, but really from the number of people that can own homes, number one. And number two, from the number of new savers that will come on board because this is an opportunity to own homes. And also for people to increase their voluntary savings, because what happens is that you can use your voluntary savings as part of that equity. So if your employer, for sake of argument, is contributing 10,000 monthly, you can say, I want to double that and contribute 10,000 also, and that money will be used as equity. So we look at it as net positive for the industry.
So We talk about compliance, and you talk about that. What should our SA contributors expect in terms of meeting the requirements when it comes to the brick and mortar? Come to you, pension operators, and say, "Look, I want to fill the form. I want to be eligible to access."
Yeah,
are there bottlenecks expected?
Yeah, so I guess most people are skeptical and thinking that you need to know someone, but just like the way the pension system works, if you're retiring or if you lose your job, you don't need to know anybody in the PFA. You just go and you make your application.
So it's my money.
Yeah, it's your money. It's your money, but you need to be eligible for it. But what you need to realize is that if you've got less than 3 years to retirement, you're not eligible for it. Because, at that time, maybe you are 58, 59, who's going to give you a mortgage loan at that period? So, I'm
not going to die anytime soon. Hey, give me my money. Oh, no, look, seriously.
No, but when you retire, you have access to your benefits. You have access to your benefits.
Entire money?
No, there's a system for it.
Okay.
There's a system for it. So when you retire, you get a lump sum, and then you get payments depending on what you want.
On a regular basis.
Yeah. So, and also if you've lost your job before and you've accessed the 25%, you can still access this for the mortgage. If you have contributed for 5 years consecutively. So it's that minimum of 5 years consecutively from the date of first contribution. So that's what we'll be checking.
So this is opening up the real estate sector. Do you think the guys at the other end are ready to roll with you and roll with PenCom?
Well, I think there are policies that are transformational and there are policies that are foundational. We think this is one of that will catalyze other sectors. So it's catalytic. So it will encourage developers, mortgage bank lenders, commercial banks. So it's going to be catalytic, and we are excited about it. And really, this was one, I believe the Pension Reform Act is one of the most transformational pieces of legislation in Nigeria's history. And this will ride on the back of that.
Interesting. Are you expecting similar guidelines from PenCom and other regulators to help turn around not just the pension industry, but also the entire financial asset system, having a knock-on effect on the real economy? Because that's where real estate really is, using the financial system to catalyze growth development in that particular space.
Definitely. I mean, I'd like to commend PenCom. PenCom are very consultative. There's been a lot of engagement with the industry, which culminated in this, and that's the way they are. And we continue to engage. As operators, we continue to engage the regulators, not just PenCom, but other, to see how pensions can affect the general economy. We're the largest investors in the bond market. We're also investing in a number of corporates, and we're looking to do more. So really, kudos to PenCom, and there's more that is coming from them.
My last question for this conversation was to ask how you PenOp will be making money from this. Would you like to tell me?
Well, I guess the money comes from more Nigerians owning their homes, more people benefiting from the pension scheme, and the knock-on effects on the economy, like you said.
So the PenOps will make money. Let me be the first to know where you guys make money. You guys don't sign on anything without seeing where the money comes from. I know that. I know how the industry works. Thank you. It's great to have you this Monday evening. Thank you very much. And all the best. I'll be letting you know if I qualify 25%. I need that money. I'm going to be taking a good look at it. Thank you so much.